That's beautiful. Your forehand has a little bit of that issue if we just look at the touch right here. You're starting to create that supinated line, and then right about here, the hand starts to plow through. So it's almost like you start to get this cut, and I like to say what we want to do is we want to follow the frame. So here's the frame for me, right? So if you watch me here, I followed the frame. You start to follow the frame, and then right about here, the hand starts to plow through. And I think when I look at your volleys, and we play, this guy throws me around the court, but when you come to the net, I see that sometimes on that forehand volley. You're up and you're ready to strike it, but then that hand plows through and maybe there's some mistakes that come off of that technically, outside of how do we get to the net. Maybe play with that right now. I'm gonna go to that side and see whether you can find maybe a cleaner line of that supinated move. We want to have compact volleys, right? But we also want our finish to have a natural resolution. And if you look at all the pros today, no one's stopping short. Everyone's got a nice continuation where the hand continues through its supinated line. If it's a soft volley, there's probably more length on it. If it's a hard volley, it's shorter, right? So to me, it's not wrong to punch, but I would say it's in sort of the older school mentality of sort of like blocking the ball, where now there's more cleanliness of that supinated line. I don't think you're wrong. What I think is there's a little bit of growth right there in your hands still. And the challenge, I'd say this, when teaching this, and then we're gonna get into it, the biggest challenge is this, is we want this sort of feel. What we don't want is a sloppy wrist release, right? So there's a balance between dead blocking, slop wristing, and finding a supinated cut where the wrist has a sense of strength through the cut, but still allows us to grab the ball. You study the pros, you love the pros. Every time that somebody comes up maybe on the sneak, right, or comes up on a volley and finishes, I want you to watch the slow motion, because you're gonna see that in play, okay? Or you're gonna see it maybe like on a Djokovic drop shot, and you're gonna see that work of the supinated arm. And that, to me, in terms of the technique, is the one place maybe for improvement for you. That's beautiful. I like to miss to show people I'm human. Just at the beginning. And also right now, it's way better with the body work, right? I mean, look at, you wanna have a great volley, here's how you have a great volley. First off, beyond improving our techniques, build your base, right? It's about a base. If you look at the two places where the base is the biggest in the high level game, it is on the volley and in the return of serve. And they're both built on large base, walking step moves, right? So just already, like, it improved two ways. One, your hand's starting to waken up. Two, just like the base is already improving. So continue. When you're volleying, when you come up to volley, you start telling yourself, build a bigger base, you're gonna improve. It's like I was watching Djok and Medvedev different matches yesterday. Djokovic comes up, boom, immediate, big base. Medvedev comes up, he's got his ground stroke base there. And it's tough, then his arm's moving so much, right? And his volleys have so much room for improvement. But I think that's one point, immediately make impact. Open that base up. Nice. Cool. Supinated line of continuation that allows us to build a compact volley, but still have the length and the feel necessary to manipulate the ball like we want. And I think there's a whole generation of people out there with this understanding of block and punching, right? That have limitations in their hands. Let's maybe play a little, you wanna play a little game real quick? Okay, you got your box, I got my box. I love this game for volley development. So we're gonna say play the same game. You can't strike, but you can volley. It's just a little touch game. To me, if for those out there trying to develop their volleys, not maybe at your level, 10 minutes of this a day, you'll develop volleys. If you come and you take someone and you start talking about volleys and you feed them a ball in the air, so many coaches out there out of necessity going into this, okay, we gotta block, we gotta punch, right? Because they want some results right away. They want that ball to come off the racket and back over the net. And talking to someone with a full feed about cleanliness of hand and supinated lines. It's very difficult in the moment to teach that in the air. But if you relax and you take it off the ground like this, in this scenario, 10 minutes a day, over the years, you start to see young kids with beautiful volleys. So I believe in this, not just for you and me today for fun. Anybody's looking to develop their volleys, this is the game you want to do 5 to 10 minutes every single day as you get on the court. Okay, we're done when you get me. Gotcha. And if we talk this game, right, you're out there playing with your buddy, you start to believe in this game and put some time into it, somebody comes to the net. Now, they're not allowed to strike. So what are the two shots? Well, if I'm up at the net, what are your two options? A drop and a lob. Exactly, because I can't strike from here, and I'm in a tough position from here. Let's go. Play it. Saved you. Good job. Last one. Winner takes all. Oh, Michael. Now, in an effort to embolden my ideas, I shouldn't have. I let that ball drop because what I wanted to do on that ball was this. I wanted to turn it from the inside. I'm trying to show you this ball right here that moves to the side. Who was great at that? There's so many good, but like if you remember Federer, he'd get a ball right here and he wanted to hit a drop. Boom. All it is a continuated supinated move around the ball here. So to me, it proves my point that clean lines of shoulder supination, right? Where of course there's a strength in the wrist that isn't sloppy, but there can be some flexibility there, but that allows us to develop hands at the highest order. We'll just go down the middle, just volley to volley. I'd be a couple feet in front of the service line, and here we go. That's it, open the base. Open the base to me, but if I watch you on those, okay? First off, open the base. The exact thing we talked about here applies. And what you see on your backhand is this. If you look at your backhand, because to me it doesn't have the proper length of pull, what happens? You actually get a little wrist release. Your backhand has a little like wrist pop in it, right? Because the racket wants to continue. The arm wants to continue through the move with the energy and the inertia that you've created. The tough thing is this. What you need to do, one, is build the base bigger. From this wide base, we're able to coil into our volleys and minimize our handwork. The challenge will be for you, and it's with most people who try to come from where you're at to where you need to go, is you'll probably get a little juicy at the beginning, right? Like you're gonna in an effort to find the proper length, you're gonna go too long, you're gonna go too short, and then eventually you're gonna find the truth in those moves. The other thing is like, where's the point of contact? Like, even though I'm talking about a supinated roll, right? Like, here's my move, right? If you look at the contact was still on the back of the ball. It's having a continuation that allows us to move fluidly through the ball. So some of yours, in an effort to find this, well, you're turning the hand, but where are you making contact? Under, and so you're getting some that lift up unnaturally. So it's the learning process. Part of it is, hey, we have a discussion, we opened it up. 1, open the base. 2, working on this, finding a deeper level of that shoulder roll. Hey, it's good. I think there's a bunch of good stuff in there. And I think you have an understanding of what I'm talking about. Thank you so much for coming here. Okay, I'm gonna have a sip of water and let's talk getting to the net.